So you got your plane tickets and all that, and you're ready to go treasure hunting, right? And you you get to the airport, you rent your car, and you get up there to go camping, and you get up in the morning and you go out to go treasure hunting, and a storm hits. Well, like my area, the, the summer is usually rain between somewhere around between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. You know, and the storms cook up on the mountains and then they blow off into the valleys. But so like weather's bad. So and there's 40%. I can see the clouds already up there. If I go up there, I know that I'm going to get there, and as soon as I get there, it's going to start raining. Or 5 minutes in, but it's going to rain. And then after it rains, it's everything is wet. You're trying to get through the brush, and you're just getting soaked. And but there's a time of year like usually this was the rain starts in June and stuff, but the rain was late and it was so dry, and we had a couple big fires in Colorado. So you know now the rain is coming now. So some of the fire bans might be lifted in the near future. If it keeps this rain just about every day. The forecast is every Wednesday and Thursday are only a 10% chance. So those would be good days to go look. Then if it rains, it'll be but when it's 40-50% chance of rain and stuff, I mean, it's going to rain half the day. Right in the important part of the day. That's another reason you might want to go at night because it starts raining uh, by evening. It's getting dark. Oh, we'll stop raining for you, so you can go treasure hunt with your flashlight, and the flashlight will help you see the shapes in the rocks if you have a good imagination. And it's all about imagination. Um, I was just looking at where's that one? Where's the other? There it is. Okay, so something other similarity here. Little tidbit. If I could find the dang page, right? Yeah, it's rainy season, and right now, um, and you go when the weather's good, when you feel good. There's some days I don't feel good. Like I had the other day, I had migraine, and okay. So now let me show you something. See if you see any similarities. I'm going to show you this. There's some Forrest Fenn's book, okay? And then I'm going to show you side of the reverence for wood. Now, you see any similarities? These are wood grains. Wood grains are art. Each one's different. They have a different pattern, a different beauty. You can have real thick grains and cross grains, all that. So reverence for wood, and Eric Sloan refers to wood as art. And I watched Irvin Tain. He had a good video on the about Eric Sloan and imagination and all that. I remember the part where Forrest Fenn was his teacher. His teacher, Ford, are your eyes closed? No, Miss Ford, my eyes are open. or are you sleeping? He says, no, Miss Ford. And she says, well, your eyes were closed. And he says, no, my eyes were open. My eyelids were closed. But, see, his eyes were open. He was observing with his imagination. he, yeah, you know, you got to go a little deeper into just that he had his eyes go. No, well, I was looking at the back of my eyelids. There were Indians dancing back there, and some, and a guy spearing a mammoth, and I I got sent to the school psychologist for daydreaming in class too, because yeah, there's a lot more interesting things to use your mind on. Okay, this is boring. I'm gonna, uh, yeah. Or you're thinking about things that happen, or things you're gonna do, or you know, should I jump out the window? um, I and when I'm looking at my, I look over my videos. I was watching over, looking over my, because I had posted that one with where Jack got scared by the whatever beast in the woods and all that. And I got so many negative people being idiots about shooting a gun into the side of the hill, you know. So many idiots that that don't understand optics and fisheye and distance and stuff, and how much better I can see being there than they can see on the camera, you know. So I just made that one private because yeah, you got too many people just and there's another thing. A lot of people have forgotten the if you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all. you know, and their your first contact with them is this vile, aggression against your ideas and stuff. And when if you're gonna come attacking me, I just push you back into your own pile of poop. And then I got somebody because because I don't respect people that don't respect me, they give me shit. you know. Well, gee, the whole thing started in the beginning because they didn't respect my ideas. It's just like when I watched Troy Barlow. He was on. The show was supposed to be on Troy Barlow, and 10 minutes into the interview with Troy Barlow, boom. Okay, well, it was nice having you on. Or where did that come from? What did Troy do that that said we got to ignore everything else he says? And they do the same thing to me. So I just I don't want. I don't deal with them. Their shows become pretty much worthless, uh, and there's a lot of. I watched one video. There was a video about groups of people. A group, just being part of a group or a gang or a clique can decrease your IQ by 10%. Somebody with more IQ than that, it wouldn't be welcome in the group, obviously. Like somebody said, nobody likes a smart ass. Nobody likes somebody that's outsmart them, can outsmart them, outwit them. I mean, this thing's about, Forrest Fenn, and he didn't know how much time he has left. So, he didn't know how much time he has left. So he wrote this book. When you're 80 years old, you don't know when you're going to go to sleep and not wake up. That can happen at any time. I'm 60, and you think about that when you're getting up near 60 and six. My mother, she died when she was 53. My dad died when he was 67. But his parents both died like 90. And so, what age your parents died doesn't mean anything how long you'll live. And my great grandparents both lived to 92, and um, my grandmother was 94, my dad's mother, so he only made 67. But that was mostly because of crappy doctors at Kaiser that turned his heart lung machine on in reverse. You know, um, and when they do that, you're supposed to get well. Oh, just let go, just let go. No, no, you can't let it go, man. Those bastards killed my dad. So, and then you can't in California, you can't uh, sue for more than $250,000, and you try and get a lawyer. Oh, the expert witnesses will cost more than $250,000 alone, and so there's nothing for the lawyer or the client to recover because all the money would go to an expert witnesses. That says something for his expert witnesses. Um, that you're going to take the money from that family. They're into profiting off of somebody else's suffering. That's that's doctors and lawyers. They profit off of everybody else's suffering. That's why there's so many lawyer jokes. you know. And I'm surprised there's one lawyer in the chase that doesn't really have a clue, doesn't understand the meaning of the word subtle. So, so that alone tells you who he voted for. Yeah, I cleaned all the tea stains off my coffee cup. And whew. So yeah, the weather is going to interfere with you. So you don't want to plan your trip like this area of Colorado, at least in the middle of the summer. The spring and the fall. The spring and the fall are the better times to right right about spring runoff. That's another good thing about spring runoff. Well, you're not. Bad thing about it is the water's deeper and it's harder to get across creeks and things like that. But there's ways to get around them that you can get into those areas by going around other ways. You know, might take more hiking or whatever. But I saw the one. My buddies Lou and Ronnie who sent me a picture, and you seen it in a preview maybe for tomorrow's show. And it's a picture. There's a cabin, and there's something up in it's up in Montana. And they sent me the. I looked at it. I said, "No, no." First thing I did, I looked for where's the nearest access road, and it was a couple miles. No, it he didn't go more than the 500 feet that he told you. Those people drove by. Those people drove by. They they told Forrest I was here and I was here. So he knows to get from here to here, you had to go past here. You know, went right under its nose. Yeah, it's raining every day here. We got forecast for rain, 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 rain. I can pull it up on the screen. Where's my? Oh, I took the weather off my screen. I had it on there. Oh, but there was this. Speaking of, where you go? Uh, oh, I lost it. There it is. Uh, Yeah, there's this artist, the Lightcasters Projection Artist Review. There's some I was thinking those mammoth temples I found. They'd be awesome with the projected light on them and stuff. With the art, kind of bring them back to their original glory. It'd be awesome, awesome. Because there's places on across. There's plenty of spots across the canyons and you could light the whole canyon up. It'd be awesome. uh, and they could even animate the heads and faces, make them talk. Put some speakers in there, and it'd scare every wild beast out of there, I'm sure. Yep. So, oh yeah. Happy birthday, Lou. Yeah, happy birthday. Did you just catch up with me? I was 60 earlier this year. I already had my birthday this year. Those people 58 born too late in 58. Forrest said he was born too late. I don't know. I think a lot of us were. He probably wishes he was alive in the old days, or maybe he wishes he was alive back in the ancient times where these Clovis people came from. Yeah, usually I take this ugly fan down when I do my show. I forgot. It's just on a hook hanging off the cupboard, so to suck air in out off the window, and when there's no wind. Otherwise, open a window and the breeze comes through, blows the feathers on my. You've seen the stuff in the wind when I get the windows open. Yeah, and yeah, that's my awesome pipe that it belonged to the Abenaki chief, and in 1759, my ancestors raided the Abenaki village, and there's a movie, Northwest Passages, about it, and the book Northwest Passage goes on to the book Northwest. The first half of the book is about the raid on the Abenaki village, and this pipe came from an Abenaki chief. So I've made peace with the Abenakis after my ancestors claimed they wiped out 200 of them. But anyhow, the Northwest Passage book by Kenneth Roberts, the first half is about this raid on the Abenakis. The second half of the book is about him petitioning the king for money for an expedition up the Missouri River to the Shining Mountains, from which is a 20-mile carry to the Oregon River, which leads to the Pacific Ocean. That'd be the Snake and the Columbia Rivers, the Oregon River. And it was the Oregon River because they couldn't pronounce hooligan, the smelt fish, and it was the trade route to Oregon to get the candle fish, to make candles and stuff like that. The wax fish, whatever. So, it's this, that same story is in the book by Kenneth Roberts, Northwest Passage. And what happened was, my ancestor Robert Rogers, he went and made peace with Pontiac and opened up trade and threw out all the bureaucratic stuff, and all the Indians were trading again, and and he brought peace to the area. But then some fake news people of the day were saying that he was conspiring with the French and so on and so on. So they shipped him back to England to stand trial, and he was found not guilty. So but while he's being shipped back there, he's in shackles and bleeding, and held in the hull of a ship, just like my fifth great grandfather Ethan Allen was. So yeah, a lot of my family's been in shackles in the bottom of ships. Okay, so I don't need to hear anything from anybody about uh, being shackled in a ship. My family went through it too. There are bad people and there are good people, and yeah, uh, I was reading one. I was watching the video. It wasn't even Forrest Fenn related, but the guy said that it's it's a known fact that if you people in a group, uh, being a part of a group can decrease your IQ by 10% because you're unable to think outside of that group's box. You're only in this group. If you're not able to think outside that box, you've lost your ability to reason logically because you're so your nose is so brown from kissing their asses that you're unable to look at things that if the group opposes something, then you oppose it because it's an ideology. Your ideology is the group, and this person isn't welcome in with your ideological group. And so you continue to anything new that the person comes up because the group opposes that person. You also oppose anything that person says, even if it's valid. I got email from Forrest Fenn saying, and it's like there's no importance to that at all to anybody. Ignore it because that's Bill Gorman. Ignore what Forrest Fenn said because he said it to Bill Gorman. Ignore, that is a pure prejudice. And when you're prejudiced like that, it's a bigotry. Excluding people from the conversation because of your ideology, and getting other people to follow along with you. It's kind of there's a control freak factor in there too. You know what I mean? Let's control the Fenn community. Make sure nobody listens to Bill Gorman. And then at that point, it really becomes a conspiracy, not a theory, a true conspiracy. Yes, it's discredit Bill Gorman, make up things. He's in for the fame. Okay, what the hell? Bill Gorman's in it for the fame. Okay, watch our show, and we'll show you how you can be an ideologue just like me. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing, Jason? Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, and So you got it all planned out, but you didn't look at the weather patterns for your area before you went, and you get there, and, and it's raining in the middle of the day every day of the week in your search area. You're lucky you get a couple days of might get a day or two of break from the rain. I see cumulus clouds over there just building up already, right over and I know that it starts there about noon. So about another hour, those things will be raining on there. I don't have this. I'm unable to, as far as I know, I'm unable to do that with my phone. I um my and nobody has told me the Android app that will work with that conferencing. Uh, with that live conferencing thing. Nobody's told me the exact name of when I go to Play Store and I type in the name, it comes up, boom, here it is, right here, right on top. You know, because I found things that it's like, well, I don't know, is this it? Is this it? And nobody will tell me what the app is. And I don't use Apples. I don't do Apple. I don't do Macintosh. I don't do iPhone. Uh, I never have. I worked for IBM in 1989. You had build your own computer. When you got a job there, you build your own computer. They give you the parts and you put it together. And I used to work for Silicon Graphics in about 82, 83. And we were I was building prototype boards for the Mars landers and stuff. And they were like first artificial intelligence stuff, because they'd tell the lander to go somewhere, and the thing had to know. Oh, I better stop. There's a cliff right here, or there's a rock I can't get over. And so I was. They give me the drawing and tells you where to put each of the chips and what chips go where, and you just load the board, and then they wave solder it. And, yeah, and I was a quality inspector for like Abbott Labs, and I got there when I took the job there. I was a quality inspector, but they knew I was a electronics tech too, and so it was a little slow in the quality department. And they sent me, put me over there with the technician to fix uh, PC boards that had a problem that didn't work, right? And he gave me this box. He says, These are my problem boards that I can't fix." Yeah, I can't figure out what's wrong with them. I can't fix them. And, and I fixed them all of them but one, and it was because it had a problem that you couldn't really. It was damaged, gone. But I fixed, all these boards. There was like 20 of them maybe, and I fixed them all by a visual observation, by using the quality control skills I had, by looking at it and looking for anomalies in the soldering mostly. There'd be solder bridges and stuff like that, things that a quality control person looks for. And so basically, I didn't even have to use the test equipment or anything to fix them. All I had to do was remove solder bridges and stuff and fix them. I don't know. This freaking phone, you got it plugged in and it keeps telling you low battery. It's such a piece of junk. Samsung, you suck. So, okay. 1, Montana. Yeah, yeah, it's not Montana. It might be better weather up there. I don't know. But in Colorado, the mountains kind of make their own weather. You got a lot of mountains. It can even snow like in Denver. I've been in Denver in August. I come home from a trip, went through a blizzard in Wyoming up on the divide south of Yellowstone, between there and coming from Yellowstone area and going toward Cheyenne or whatever that road comes down to I-80, and had a blizzard there. And I got home to Denver and there was snow on the roof. I want to make sure this connector is plugged in. I don't have AC. My AC power is, well, I do have a little inverter I run the computer with, but most everything is 12 volt, and it's them, them cigarette lighter 12 volt things, and you need a better connector for them. Yep, yeah, been in Colorado. That's a well-known fact, and I know it's here in Colorado. Brown lived in Colorado. Show me another billionaire Brown. Show me one other billionaire Brown. Just give me his name. Somebody, give me the name of another billionaire Brown that lived in the 4 states that had purchased federal land in the 4 states. A large amount. He got more than his 2.086 acres. He got a lot more than that. He got like 1,500 times more than that. But yeah, I was watching what was his name? It's why it's like a dance and the lights are all changing and it's animated and they're awesome. The poor man's story. People accuse me. Oh, he's trying to profit off of it. They're trying. I try to profit off my art. Yeah, but the art is basically unrelated. Kind of. It's not in his book. I'm not. And I currently live in California. There's a lot to see, and it's a beautiful. Yeah, there's more here than. Geez, you go up on top of Mount Evans and you look around, and it's just mountains as far as you can see. You can see 70 miles north up the Continental Divide and 70 miles south off the Continental Divide, and all there is mountain peaks. They're just there's yeah. Yeah, it's just amazing. You go up there, and if you go up to the top of Mount Evans with your car, and you got a OnStar, push the button and ask them for your altitude. What's my flight time to Denver from 14,000 feet? Oh. So, yeah, you're wondering some of the people driving around out here, what they're up to. I was leaving when I was leaving yesterday, I had to go into Alamosa, and when I went, they I seen a van coming in, and it was a tattered van, and I had gone around where I'd been where I couldn't see my RV, and well, I was close enough that I went up and turned around and come back and make sure they weren't sitting by my RV, because yeah, it looks shady. Yeah, so security is a little problem out here. Could probably yeah, if I paid extra and had my tablet set up, I could have an internet connection and see what's going on back at my RV when I'm not at it. Forrest live in Tucson. Um, you know, a lot of it is people. It's an imagination. You know, when they were kids, my dad would talk about the radio shows. You know, my dad's same age as Forrest, but you know, a year or so different, year and a half maybe. And my dad was born a year and a half after Forrest, and and but the, you know, it was the radio shows. My dad used to recite the Lone Ranger thing. You know. You want me to? I can try. See, I can't. My brother would know if I come close. Okay. But I need the William Tell overture, right? um. Okay. I'm not an actor, but yeah. But I'm gonna imitate. Try and imitate my dad. Okay. So. I'll have to look up the get the words right. um, okay. Oh, come on. You go to the wiki page and it doesn't have the original radio. Um, Jeez, come on. There. Ah. Look up Lone Ranger lyrics, you know? Oh. Uh, okay. It really lame that, you know, you don't, the intro to that, you'd think there'd be a text of that intro, but all I find in is quotes from parts of shows, you know? Oh. Uh, oh. And I go there and I start reading it, and then I get boring because I'm reading something that ain't what I'm looking for at all. And that means I'd have to look further into it. But there's a video of it. I'd have all the words wrong. And this is the TV intro, not the radio intro.
A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty high
The
silver. The Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger rides again. Yeah, but my dad, he did. I wish I had a recording of him doing that. Um, my brother could probably do it better than I could. Um, but okay, the point of the video was the weather situation. You know, 46% humidity. Normally it's 20 something here. It's gonna rain, and my weather station is engineered for flatlanders, you know, people down at lower elevations, and I don't think it's it needs to be so you could adjust, tell it what your altitude, you know. I'm up at 8,000 feet. So my barometric pressure is going to be different than somebody. It's different. Like up here, there's some reason they can't really get tornadoes up here. They can get whirlwinds, but they can't get a real tornado going up here because of the altitude or something. Got that window open. So, and the other thing I did, I'll just show you. I bought these things. The box says they're triangular mouse pads. Description: triangular mouse pad, number 80. 100 triangular mouse pads in this little box. No, that's not what's in there. I wanted to. I was looking up straps for a harness for my gun, and they're like $100, $75, $100, and it's like, man, I got the holster already, so I just looked at it and it's, okay, I can make one of those. So I got myself. This is 20 yards, so it's 60 feet of inch-and-a-half strap, and it come with 20 buckles, 20 complete buckles, and 20 of the things here, all right? And so then I get out my trusty little sewing kit and I made a see, because this goes over my arm like that, but when I'm hiking around, how to do that? How did I get that like that? Jesus. How is that hooked? Ah! Okay. There. So I made it, you know, this was like, and when this would swing out and all, and so I needed something. I needed the strap to go around. So I made this belt here. So, see? So it stays right there. So, yeah, so I just sewed on that piece and myself. No, I'm not gonna hang myself. I'm not a suicidal type either. You know, I'd have to be in a pretty bad condition to do something like that. But yeah. So I got the strap. It goes through this and then comes back, and I got it anchored on the middle there. So this is sewn here. So this is my adjustment. I don't know where I got a coonskin cap somewhere in here, or I had one. Don't know where it went. Yeah, this little box. I bought a Fossil watch. Fossil. and the watches would come in these antique looking tins, you know. So that's where I put my needles and thread, and so I know where that's at. Yeah, I know how to fix the things and make some stitches, and I've I've stitched together some very unique items. Uh, yeah, I won't go into all of that. Yeah, I made some girl this big old life size 6 foot like teddy bear that I made for her. And yeah, that was a neat bear. But it wasn't worth the effort. It wasn't worth the cold because she was very cold. So yeah, not much hair left on the back there. Um, and am I? No, I'm too early to interrupt the the mafia show. There's the coffee mug again. Bill Blackburn has one. I think he got a different color on the inside. I've had this one a year and a half or so. Zoom supports Android. Zoom does? Yeah. No, I didn't. He said some uh, CPS or something, and I found a whole bunch of different things, and none of them. One was a broadcast company, and it's like, well, is that it? But that's in Canada, you know. Hey, David. Yeah, you watch the Doom Show. My friend Clint Robinson, Robertson. He's there in the UK. My Robert Rogers is actually buried in London at the. It's supposed to be at the Elephant and Circus, and there was I guess a graveyard there in the 1700s. He died in 1790, so he supposedly died in 1790. Some people say that it was faked and he did that so he could come back over and not be recognized. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's some my grandfather's father came from Weston. Yeah, they were Westons from the West End of London. And yeah, there's another thing, the elephant and circus, you know, and I find elephants. Yeah, I don't know with my hair. He wants to. Woo! Yeah, yeah. Yeah, see if you can find Robert Rogers' grave there. Major Robert Rogers. He spent a lot of time in debtor's prison because the guy that he sent Jonathan Carr. He so a bunch of financiers gave Robert Rogers a whole bunch of goods, merchandise, and stuff, basically a loan of goods that this expedition going up the Missouri River to find the Pacific Ocean, the shortcut to the Pacific Ocean, and he sent Jonathan Carver, who was his map maker. You know, he couldn't go himself because he was the governor of Mackinac, and he had things, and he sent an expedition up the Missouri River, and these guys went and traded all the goods away for a bunch of land in Wisconsin. They never even went on the expedition that Robert Rogers financed. And so then, so since all these goods were given, got squandered, they arrested Robert Rogers for taking that money and not doing what he was supposed to with it, and shipped him back to England and put him in debtor's prison. And then my fifth great grandfather, James Rogers, his brother, bought Robert's land from him and bailed him out. So basically, my ancestor bailed him out, his brother Robert, and got him out of debtor's prison, whatever. But yeah, so some really neat stories, and I've gone and looked up a bunch of grave sites back there in the east. And what's my battery keeps saying low, low, low. I'm plugged in, so if it goes dead, that's what happened. Wow. Yeah. The Rogers Rangers. There's several movies about